Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I play video series videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat the stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm real excited for this one because I just got through reviewing an item, just before this review from the same place. So hopefully we've got a good one on our hands. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Essinger shirt. It's a very cool shirt. I like this shirt very much. Essinger is he's typically a solo artist, although he does a lot of collaboration stuff. Works in like the kind of electronica genre, albeit I know he's multi-instrumentalist and stuff like that. But yeah, I ran into this guy maybe a couple years ago at the time I'm doing this. He was on tour with a band called the Cybertronic Spree, and I'd never heard of him. Really loved his set, and when everything was said and done, man, I went over there, got to chat with him a little bit. I picked up some merch. Actually took some videos of his performance. Those videos are also on this channel, just in case you're interested, because I do food stuff, and I also like music a lot. And, yeah, just really cool guy. Give the guy enough credit. It takes a lot of balls to get up and go out on stage, especially when you're just one guy trying to do everything. But very, very neat guy, and I just, like to promote him a little bit when I can. Speaking of promotions, you might notice the beads on my arm. These are done by a friend of mine named China McCoy, who is a stuntman, martial artist, action film star, comic book creator. The man wears many hats. He's extremely creative and awesome dude. He also makes these. If you happen to be interested, there's an entire Instagram page devoted to it called Legendary God Beads. And if you need any help, I'm more than happy to direct you his way, because these are super cool, and he makes them. Anyway, what am I trying for today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, we're headed back to... Boom! It doesn't have a thing on it the way the other one did. But this is from Frankie's Deli. It's a roast beef sub, hence the RB. Y'all folks know I love a roast beef sub. And how do you know that? Well, because you've heard me say it a million times. I have to preface it with 3 things because this is a sub sandwich review. Number 1, for over a year now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. And what that means is I've been going out trying out sub sandwiches from basically every spot imaginable, whether it's Walmart, gas stations, proper chain delis, what have you. I've been hitting them up, trying them out, posting them onto YouTube. But where else have I been posting them to? I've been posting them to a playlist called Subs for Subs. That is just my sub sandwich reviews. It's all in one convenient location for you. So if you like my sub sandwich reviews, thank you very much, by the way. They're all right there for you. I have over 100 at the time I'm doing this, but let's say that's not enough sub sandwich goodness for you. Well, just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. That is the day when I go over there and upload my sub sandwich reviews. You're always going to get at least 1, typically 2, sometimes 3, sometimes even 4. I like sub sandwich. I like reviewing them. I'm happy to share that experience with all of you. And hopefully I've got a really good roast beef sub sandwich here from Frankie's Deli. So let's give it a shot. I just got through reviewing their Italian sub sandwich. Ooh. So go watch that review. Oh, and what with this being a local spot, this is also going to end up on a new playlist that I have. Originally it was Sampler Platter Local Love. Now it's going to be a different one. It's called Eating Out Illinois. That is just where I highlight local spots. So let's take a look at this. I love a roast beef sub, man. It's been a while since I've had... That looks good. That looks good. Can we get a thing for the thing? Sure. Oh, man, I love roast beef. Let's eat it. Okay. Got some shredded lettuce, got some tomato, got some mayo. I always a little bit here with shredded lettuce. That's just a personal thing for me. One thing that I'm surprised isn't here, typically, with a roast beef sub, doesn't have to be. Typically, you get some provolone. But fundamentally, it's about the beef. Okay. Okay. Part of the reason why I like roast beef subs so much, aside from the fact that roast beef is just amazing, I love it, is because it's beautiful in its simplicity. You know, it's a real easy thing to get right, but if you fuck it up, you fuck it up hard. Thankfully, this has not been fucked up hard. Or, in fact, at all. I mentioned this in the Italian sub sandwich review. The sub bread, man. They use good sub bread. It's nice. There's like a chew to it, man. And it's got flavor, but it's not taken away from the other ingredients. It's just adding to it. This is a good roast beef sub. I have not had a roast beef sub this good in a while. Because, you know, I love going to proper delis to do these reviews because I'm going to get the best subs, no two ways about it. But, you know, I also hit up a lot of the chains, your Jimmy John's, your Subways, your Jersey Mike's, what have you. And all of those have strengths and weaknesses and stuff. But man, proper Italian deli subs, they're a thing of beauty. And again, the roast beef sub, there's nowhere to hide with it. If you fuck it up, if you use shitty ingredients, it's just not going to work for you. This, you're getting a lot of beef too. This is a good time. I like the mayo that they use too. It's nice. A little tangy, a little punchy. Just good stuff, man. I think for me, the only thing I'm missing is the provolone. I think I've just gotten so used to it being there as part of the Italian, or as part of the roast beef sub sandwich experience. That's the only thing I'm missing. But, fundamentally, this is still a very good roast beef sub sandwich. It's meaty, it's simple, it's wholesome, and the great thing about sub sandwich is that it's a food of the people, you know? It's nothing fancy, it's nothing, you know, it's something you can go over there, eat on your lunch, you're going to be filled up. The roast beef sub is one of the best examples of that. It's why pretty much every freaking sub place has a roast beef sub sandwich, I think. Now all that said, two questions have to be asked about this particular roast beef sub. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to go with also yes. However, is this the best roast beef sub I've ever had? Personally, no. It is a very good roast beef sub, but I've definitely had at least 2 or 3 others that I can, you know, recall where I think maybe they were just a little bit, again, you know, I like having the provolone. I'm just, you know, that's just me. And I suppose I could have asked for it too. I didn't think about it. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with this roast beef sub. It's the perfect example of just a simple, beautiful sub sandwich. The roast beef tastes really good. The mayo works with it really nicely. Again, shredded lettuce, you know, here or there on the shredded lettuce. The tomato's kind of nice, although again, you know, I think switch out the tomato for the provolone, and I think for me personally that would be the perfect situation. But in every regard, you know, it really is just an instance of just my personal way that I like it constructed. And I think, you know, again, next time I go through, I can just go over there and ask and just be like, hey. But it is a very good roast beef sub sandwich. And I think that, especially being in the area where I'm at, where I'm not as familiar with all the local spots, I know some of them. If I wanted a roast beef sub sandwich, I'd definitely hit up Frankie's again. Because a good roast beef sandwich. If I am recommending it, now here's the only thing, like I said, I have had better roast beef sub sandwiches. Not by a lot, but I have had better roast beef sub sandwiches. But a lot of that just comes down to the personal construction, what you want out of it. But, I mean, between this and the Italian sub sandwich, those are like my two go-to sandwiches for if you're a good spot, for sub sandwiches. Both of them are really good, man. Both of them did proper deli sub sandwiches the right way. They're both very tasty. I'm very happy that I found this spot. Again, especially out in the area where I found it. Now, all that said, 5 things for you folks. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Spectacular rest of the week. One you're meant to rest of months. Stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly roast beef-tastic rest of your life. Ooh. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I forgot my little kitschy thing because my brain skipped for a second. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. I recovered the fumble. Football. The fact of the matter is life can be very stressful, very frustrating, and when it is, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, let my personal experience be a lesson for you. You don't always have to follow the path that you think you're on. Sometimes you're presented with options that are unexpected, and, I'm not saying you got to go for them 100% of the time, but don't be afraid to occasionally make that jump. Because, like I said, this is a spot where it's like, I didn't know it was there. Usually I scout out sub-locations, and then I make the specific trek. In this case, I was going to buy CDs today. Yes, I still buy CDs. I'm a million years old. But I saw the opportunity. I was like, cool, I can get in, grab some sub sandwiches. And as it turned out, I made my afternoon quite a happy one. Because delicious sub sandwich. Anyway. Or, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Bye.